About these guys, well, I'm going to leave you with the VFS and the FS and the capable commentary of Ray Ahmed and Pete Allen.
All right, thank you very much, Regan. Yeah, we're moving straight into the VFS, the vertical section of formation skydiving, and we got the Windoor team kicking the game off.
We have the Windoor team, which is made up of Fede Boas, Rico Garcia, Lewis Hard.
You're off, Mike. So I'm just going to take on from that. So VFS team from Windoor, this is the local team, and we've got Lewis, Herd, Cesar, Danny, Fede, being coached by Raf, another local here. And the first round is QF614. So we've got two randoms, a couple of head-up issues on the randoms, and then moving into the blocks, 6 and 14.
So, Pete, I've noticed down in the right-hand corner, we've got some details down there. What's happening with that?
So what we're going to see the whole way through the competition is we're going to see someone counting points and giving us a rough idea of what's happening on each skydive, which is going to make things a lot more exciting for you guys out there. Yeah, so just a little review on the jump itself. It's a slot switching round to begin the competition. Block 6 switches people. So we're going to see some interesting work on the memory side of things, and also a couple of head-up moves on the randoms, which is going to slow everything down. It's not the fastest to go.
It's not the fastest at all, Pete.
Yeah, so it's not the fastest round. No worries, it will give teams a good chance to get the competition going. Windoor just kind of steadily moving through. This is a new team, guys. They've only been together for about a month, and that's it. Round 1 of the Win Games is done for this team here. So the Windoor team executing in QF614. So it's a slot switcher, as I said, and we've got a couple of head-up moves, which is going to slow things down on the randoms, and one of the blocks. Good. All right, so next team in, Singularity. Okay, so this is first competition for these guys as well. That was the first competition for the Windoor team. Here goes Singularity. This is a team from Skydive Dubai. They all work there. They're all instructors and staff. They get to train together quite a lot. And they're going to have a look at this competition and use it as the beginning of their journey through the VFS world. And off we see them cracking on quite nicely for not a professional team. You know, they're professional skydivers, but they're not professional VFS flyers. All right, and if you look on the bottom of the right hand of the screen, you're going to see the time counting down. That's giving us a rough idea also of the number of points that are being scored. We have an experienced person looking at that and trying to give us an idea of how many points. These are not the official scores that you're looking at right now. This is an estimation. Obviously, the judges are going to be giving us those scores as soon as possible.
Big round of applause from the audience on that one, Pete.
Yeah, I think they like that. This was the first outing for these guys. We've not seen these guys fly at all. All right, next up, Italy. So we have 3 teams from Italy, Regan, this year, and that's quite exciting. VFS is not the biggest discipline, but we've got more teams than ever here at the Win Games, and we do have 3 teams from Italy. Currently, we're looking at Alpha Project, brand new team, non-professionals, and they started training in March of last year.
I was chatting to them a little bit last night. They said they expect to finish at the bottom of the pack, and they're going to do everything they can to really enjoy this meet. They seem like a great bunch of 4 people, Pete.
They do, and you say that, they're flying a little high in the tunnel from other teams, but they're flying smoothly, they're flying cleanly.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty still as well. A couple of level issues, which is something I think you're going to expect from a newer team. But again, not the easiest round for any of these non-professional teams to start off with a slot switching element of block 6. All right, so as I said, this team, they're using this as their first foray into the competitive world.
Yeah.
I think that little issue was out of time. So that little cork that we saw at the end is out of time for the guys from Alpha Project.
One of the most difficult disciplines, we agree, Pete?
I have to say yes, I totally agree with you, Regan. And I think that's why we're seeing teams struggling into this event. They've made some rule changes recently. We're going to talk about those as we go through the competition.
Yeah.
And next up is Icaro Speed from Italy. So this isn't the first competition for these guys. They have competed prior, and they've a 12.6 average was their last one. They've kept the team the same, so they should know each other pretty well by now. And in the last year, they've done about 7 or 8 hours of training together.
So this is another Italian team. We've got 3, I think we said, competing in the VFS. And yeah, you can see.
No escucho.
¿No lo escucháis? No. It's great. They are flying a little bit high in the tunnel, some of the teams.
Está bien.
Pete, sí, ven, no.
Ella no.
And
you? Yes?
It's a standard working diet. It does have a slot switcher in it. It's a nice round of exercise to start with, sets the pace early on.
Absolutely, yeah. Gives us an idea of what we can expect as maybe as an average for a team. You know, it's not going to be the highest scoring, shouldn't be the lowest scoring, but yeah, gives us a good little look at the teams. Okay.
Okay, so next in we have team Full Speed, which is a team that's that comprises of some world champions in there, I believe, Pete.
Yes, so 2016 in Canada, these guys won the World Cup.
They did indeed.
Yeah, so very, very strong team. They're actually the favourites for this competition, right? I mean, they've been drawn behind Exercito because Exercito were last year's winners.
That's right.
But this team is a very strong team. We can see that blasting through the blocks and randoms here.
They are. And this, just to give everybody a heads up, this team is Raf Cordroy, Mika Mello, Frederic Nene, and Ed Down, all French flyers. And they are ripping it up in the tunnel right now.
Yeah, this team haven't trained together very much. I think they've done a total of about 1 hour and 15 minutes since their last competition. That doesn't mean that they're going to be slow. It means they're going to be fast. They're going to be flying on the edge. I think this team, we're going to be seeing some real high scores on some of the later rounds. And that is a really nice way to open up the book for Team Full Speed World Champions from 2016.
Couple of comments coming in. Jason Cook says hi, Sharps. Pete Mother says hi to everyone over there. Morning, guys. Keep your messages coming through on the Facebook Live.
All right, these are the winners from last year's Win Games in the VFS, right?
Yeah. Exercito. I've been watching these guys for a while and so watching their improvements through the years as well. They've gained a lot in confidence, mainly from winning a couple of meets that they've done over the last few years, and they've started well. They train, I believe, is it in Madrid?
Yeah.
So yeah, they train in Madrid, and they've just been getting stronger and stronger.
Actually, Milan, I think.
Oh, Milan.
Milano, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that they have been coaching others as well. They're bringing up some of the.
I think that's why we're seeing such a good Italian core building. Yeah. These guys are becoming motivation for the younger teams that are coming through. And you can see the difference. I mean, these guys are methodical. They're flying smoothly. They're not as fast. They're not as fast individual flyers as some of the French guys, but their rhythm just behind, looking like 3 or 4 points out from the speed, from Full Speed. Obviously, we're not seeing any busts yet as well.
So it's a great start here this morning with the VFS.